The eyes of the world will be on Iran in the next coming weeks as we approach the UN General Assembly in September. With the possibility of a nuclear Iran in the future, what steps should the U.S. take to prevent their regime from gaining access to the dangerous nuclear weapons?
Dore Gold is the former Israeli ambassador to the UN and is the author of The Rise of Nuclear Iran, How Tehran Defies the West. Well, that's an apropos title. Good to see you, Mr. Ambassador.
It's all about defiance.
Yes. All right, so a lot of things now coming to a head. We saw the election turmoil in Iran in the last couple of months. I just said to you in the commercial break, it seemed to be here. We were talking about it, focused on it, then it went away. What will the end result be of that unrest? Nuclear ambitions heightened?
Well, in my judgment, Iran will become far more aggressive in the months ahead, probably to divert attention from their domestic difficulties. And people are not aware of the importance of the moment we're facing. I mean, this is the greatest supporter of international terror, of international Islamic terror worldwide. It is a country whose leadership believes in all kinds of apocalyptic scenarios of the end of days and talks about it all the time. And these guys are about to get nuclear weapons. It is extremely important that the West firmly prevent this from happening, because the amount of chaos that will go on in the world will be hard to imagine.
But, Ambassador, it's impossible to feel secure about the West if you look at how they've handled it over the last few years. We've outsourced it to the Europeans, and they've done nothing. There's no teeth in the sanctions. There's no action behind their words.
Well, you know, it's very interesting you mentioned the Europeans. There was a European-Iranian negotiation between 2000 and 2005. I describe it in detail in my book, The Rise of Nuclear Iran. And you know what happened? Despite this engagement, the Iranians outsmarted everybody. They talked for hours. Their diplomats spoke to European diplomats for days and weeks and months, and at the same time, their engineers worked overtime in their nuclear facilities, and they are now on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon. I think it's really a question of a political decision. If you look at the reports of the International Atomic Energy Agency, which only tell us about the nuclear facilities we know about, they presently have enough low-enriched uranium to manufacture 2 atomic bombs.
Okay, so quickly, the Obama administration put a deadline on them. Remember, he said, I'll give you some time. That's coming up. When they're all here for the United Nations, what's going to happen?
Well, that's critical. Engagement is has been the motto of the Obama administration. They've wanted to talk and have their diplomats meet with the Iranians to try and persuade them to stop their program. Yeah. Israel and other countries have said, fine, engagement, but only for a limited amount of time. If the Iranians do not change their ways, the West is going to have to ratchet up sanctions and take a much firmer line against Iran. Too much is at risk.
Ambassador, we'll come back to you again. Congratulations on the book, The Rise of a Nuclear Iran, How Tehran Defies the West. Thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.